All right, we are here for the first game, and I won the die roll. And this hand is what people call a BBD hand, where all your lands.
They can't be a BBD hand anymore. We don't have Sun Petal Grove anymore, Brian.
All right, this is the closest thing to. It even looks like Sun Petal Grove. It's lands that come into play tapped, and things like won't be able to cast on curve. So, go.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna just try to fill up my graveyard as quickly as possible. I'm gonna go ahead and say go and go get a Plains.
All right. Oh, that was actually a good draw. That lets me cast things on curve. Drew a Thoughtseize. All
right, so you're 18.
Yep. I gotta. Man, that's a tough one.
Not gonna help you.
Oh, I know you're not gonna help me. It's either it's not Last Breath. It's either gonna be Dig Through Time or Elspeth, and I think that I think game one, like I just honestly probably can't even beat an Elspeth, so I'm gonna take Elspeth.
Okay.
You're up.
Alrighty.
Like out of this deck, I can't beat an Elspeth.
Sure. All right, I'll go ahead and gain a life and sure go 21.
Okay. All right, we did not get there. Playing Air of the Wilds, you're up.
All right. Well, I don't have the biggest fear of that guy. Yeah, we'll just play this and say go.
All right, I'll attack.
Yeah, 19.
And I'll play Fleeceman Lion.
Sure.
You're up.
Draw. I think we want to save that Scry for later, so we'll just play the Tranquil Code up to 20 and sure go.
All right, combat.
Yep.
Send them.
Yep, I'll take 5. I'm at 15.
Yep. So I feel like I'm gonna get End Hostility, but the same token, I have infinite of these guys, so I'm gonna just try to end the game. You're up.
Yeah, we'll fetch Wrath.
Yep.
I'll get an island, and I'm at 14.
Yep.
You're good.
Hey, drew a land. You're up.
All right. Cut. Well, that was actually pretty good. We can play this Banishing Light and still hold up for our Dissolve. So we'll do that and say go.
I'm gonna cast Abzan Charm.
Okay. You're going to go to 16?
Yep.
Now, a lot of people fall into the trap from
Scry.
control decks of countering their opponent's draw spells.
Yep.
And at this point, like, I just want to save my Dissolve for, like, his biggest and best threats. So I don't really want to counter that Abzan Charm too much. Since we can Dissolve next turn and cast Dig Through Time if he plays a spell, and I don't really need to cast the Dig Through Time, or I don't need it to only cost 3 mana if he doesn't cast anything. So we're going to play this Temple instead of the Flooded Strand. I don't really think we need a Last Breath as we've already killed a lot of his 2-power creatures, and we'll say go.
Alright, I'm going to cast a Rakshasa Death Dealer.
No. We don't really care that much about Death Dealer since we do have copies of Devouring Light, Banishing Light, and things like that. And he can basically never tap out or it'll die. And so I think I'll just let that resolve and then just end of turn Dig Through Time unless he does something different.
That's it.
All right, well. Kind of just want to dissolve this so that our Dig Through Time gets to keep the 2 best cards. So I think I will. And that'll let me cast my thing for 5, yeah. Alright, so we'll keep the Devouring Light on top, and I think we're just not even going to cast this Dig Through Time so that we can naturally draw the Devouring Light. And say go.
That was a good draw. Thoughtseize.
Alright, so 5, 3, 2. Alright, stinks. Alright, we're gonna cast... Sorry. We're gonna fetch 13. Guess we'll get another island since we have a bunch of sources of white. And I think I still just want to cast the dig for 3 mana because I can still cast Jace's Ingenuity, Devouring Light, and a counterspell, or not both, but I want to make sure that future dig through times are still reasonably easy to cast. So we'll exile 5.
Okay.
Alright, look at the top 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're gonna take Disdainful Stroke and Banishing Lights. And put these on the bottom. And that will resolve. We have Banishing Light, Devouring Light, Last Breath, Disdainful Stroke, and you go to 14.
Alright, so that is a lot of removal spells. I think that I'm going to just take the the one he can cast this turn, the Devouring Light.
Okay.
That way I get to ensure that I actually get in with my guy. So I'll attack. No pumps.
Okay. Go to 11.
I'll play another Death Dealer.
Okay.
Go ahead.
That's actually kind of bad. Alright, so I'll Banishing Light this one. And go.
So Last Breath and Disdainful Stroke, we know. That was not a good draw. Alright.
Now I'm feeling pretty dumb about not countering that Death Dealer now.
I'm going to attack.
Yep.
I will pump once.
Okay, I go to 7.
Go ahead.
We got about a turn and a half to draw something. That's a good start. Alright, we'll draw 2.
Sure.
Alright, I'll gain 2 up to 9 and Banishing Light this guy.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, sure, go.
I will draw 2, lose 2.
And again, I think I just want to counter his big stuff, so I'm just going to let that resolve. Oh, I can't counter that anyway, never mind. I'm dumb.
Draw. So he's at 9. He has a Disdainful Stroke and a Last Breath that I know about. I think I'm going to cast Anaphenza.
Nullify.
Okay. You're up.
Draw. That was a very, very, very good draw.
Boo.
Go.
Death Dealer.
I will cast Dig Through Time. For 6 Delta. 1, 2, 3. Oh wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Huh. I have a feeling that he's gonna Rhino us if we counter that guy, and I don't really like that. So we're gonna take. We're going to take these 2 cards and then put these 7 on bottom. Stack them like this, I suppose. Alright, that results.
Okay, pass turn.
Alright, Temple Scry. It's a Banishing Light. Guess I want it? I guess I'm probably just going to need to kill a bunch of stuff, so yeah. We can win the game eventually, hopefully. It's possible I just want to scry into more digs and Jace's Ingenuities, but...
Okay. Draw. that was a comical draw. I'll attack.
Yep.
I'll pump once.
Alright, I'll devour it.
Alright, it is devoured. I'll cast a Rakshasa Death Dealer.
Alright, I'm gonna dissolve it, I think. Oh, wait, no, I have the Banishing Light on top. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry. Alright, we'll banish this guy. Here you go.
Not it. Your turn.
All right, Elspeth, Sphinx, draw spells. We're gonna hold this Flooded Strand in case we draw a Sphinx and say go.
Okay. I will simply cast a Herald of Torments.
Yeah, I guess I'll dissolve it. It's gonna kill me if I don't. All right, Scry, plus we can dig for a big threat.
Go ahead.
And we've put 10 cards at least on the bottom. I think maybe 11. I don't know if I kept with these Scries, but we put a bunch of cards on the bottom that we can't kill him with. So hopefully we'll draw a win condition soon. Here you go.
All
I will
right.
say that Last Breath is almost assuredly coming out in this matchup. It does kill Death Dealer on 2, but outside of turn 2, it's usually just a dead card. So, all right, well that was pretty good. I guess we can. If we dig through time for 3, we can cast Sphinx or Elspeth after playing our Flooded Strand, and that will let us still counter something. So we can dig for Del 5, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll keep an Elspeth and a counterspell. I don't have to show you, but I'm sorry.
That's fine. I mean, I almost assuredly can't beat those 2 cards, so.
All right. Well, we don't want. Normally, those kind of decks do play Hero's Downfall. So, without that information, I would want to save the Elspeth until next turn, I think. And I'll just say go. I want to make sure it doesn't actually die to a downfall.
Go ahead.
Whereas I want to protect it first as much as I can anyway. All right. All right. So we'll play the Elspeth.
Yep.
And take up and sure go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
All right.
6.
I'm gonna concede.
Okay.
So.
What do you have? Oh, a bunch of cuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, we are here for the next game, and this hand looks much better than the one I had before, so I'm definitely going to keep this.
Yeah, my hand is a little slow. We don't have any way to interact with them on turn 2 yet. But we do have a few ways to gain some life, which is nice. And I don't think I would mulligan this, especially on the draw, since we have a chance to draw out of it. But yeah.
All right, so this may, this may seem weird, but I'm going to lead with Windswept Teeth and say go.
Okay. All right, Temple lets us dig a little deeper, but I don't know what I need yet, if that makes sense. So I'm going to just play the Tranquil Cove first and go to 21.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right, in my upkeep, I'm going to go to 19. I don't want to draw my basic planes, so I'm going to fetch so that I can't possibly draw it.
Sure.
And it was very close to the top. Then I will draw for turn. It's not a bad one. And I will just jam a Fleecemane Lion.
Sure.
You're up.
All right. Play a Temple. Basically just going to dig for ways to kill his creatures. Even though we will need this land down the line, I think that we need to put it on bottom, maybe? Maybe not, actually. Yeah, I'm going to keep it. It might be a mistake, but...
Okay, so get in.
Yep, 18 to 19.
I'm going to go to 16 and Thoughtseize you.
Best part about Thoughtseize in this format is that against control decks, your life total is literally irrelevant.
Yep. All right, so...
Excuse me.
We're not going to take an Elspeth because he has 2. I think that the correct take is the card that deals with the lion, which is just Banishing Light.
Sure.
And then I'm going to play Heir of the Wilds as well.
Okay.
You're up.
Right. So I think I just want to Last Breath as air instead of holding out for Dissolve, but maybe that's wrong. That also lets me play this temple tapped. Maybe I just take 5 next turn, and then end of turn, last breath, or dissolve whatever he plays. Yeah, I think that might be better. So we'll go 20 and say go. Lion is a little bit of a problem if we are not able to kill it.
Combat.
Sure. Take.
Alright, you have 15.
Yep.
You're up.
Well, I feel like I'm going to get Abzan Charm now. Maybe that was a mistake. Yeah, okay. Draw. Vanishing Light.
Yep.
And Temple, trigger, bottom, go.
Alright, so I should know every card in your hand then, right? You have 5 cards in your hand? 5, yeah. So now I have to decide. I think I want to draw a land so that I can do this. So I'm going to take 3 to Abzan Charm.
Yep, 13.
Draw 2 cards. 1, 2.
Well, you're right about that Abzan Charm.
You were definitely right about the Abzan Charm. And I did draw the land, so I will fetch. I'm going to basically kill myself this game. Because I'm also going to take 2 damage.
Oh, no. I'm going to take 6 damage here, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
Alright, so you go to 12 and then you go to 10 to cast the Herald.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going to bestow Herald and then attack and trigger
Come on,
Ferocious.
and hostilities. I'm at 9. Alright, draw. That was not it. Man, wish I had just main phase killed that stupid Air of the Wilds. But then you could have done other things, so it might have been correct. Alright, we'll play Float Strand and pass.
Okay, so I got a 9 on my upkeep.
Yep.
It is 9 to 9. Draw. That was actually very good. So I know that you have a Flooded Strand.
You know these. No, I played it.
Oh, yeah, you played
know
it.
these 4.
Yeah, I know those 4 cards.
Unfortunately, this Elspeth doesn't actually do anything here because we're going to take 6 down to 9. We actually have to draw a...
Alright, I'm going to play a Death Dealer.
You already played a land. So I think I actually just have to dissolve this because I need to find an answer. I need to find an hostilities, so we're going to counter it.
Must be end hostilities.
Yeah.
Probably
not going to matter because you're just going to rhino me after I tap out next turn.
Alright, after that I'm going to cast Abzan Ascendancy. And then I'm going to attack and trigger Ferocious for 7.
Alright, so I go to 2.
Yep, and you're up.
Alright, well, thanks to his Urborg. Oh, we don't have to take damage anyway. And hostilities.
Alright.
Get a token.
Yep, I get a Spirit.
Go.
And you're at 2, right?
Yep.
I'm going to Abzan Charm. In response, Abzan Charm.
Sure. Alright, so from my side, it's pretty generic. Last Breath, while Brian does have some things like in Last Breath, like on turn 2, the later the game goes, which I'm expecting him to go pretty late, Last Breath just becomes absolutely worthless. Gets countered by Abzan Charm, doesn't kill Death Dealer, it only kills Air of the Wilds and Seeker, basically. And so we're just going to get rid of that in hopes that, we get to do other things early, like Nyx Fleece Ram. They can kind of invalidate some of those things. Disdainful Stroke, Bren's Abzan deck is kind of in a weird spot where he doesn't actually have that many expensive cards against me. Game 1, it's just Rhino for the most part. And both those games, like, he didn't cast a spell that cost 4 mana. So I after seeing that, I would definitely cut these. Even though they are going to be able to counter these post-board, which those are a little bit better against me. But we're going to be trimming the Prognostic Sphinxes as well, since they don't really put that much pressure on Brian. And Elspeth is just good enough for the most part.
Yeah.
And then we're going to use Ram early to stem the bleeding. It doesn't block Air of the Wilds, but it blocks basically everything else. It even stops a monstrous Fleece mainline most of the time. Then we're going to bring a Devouring Light and a Fated Retribution to reset button against Planeswalkers.
All right, as for myself, I am bringing in 2 downfalls to kill Elspeth because we can't beat that card that easily out of a control deck. Anissa just as another, and Soren just as like ways to pressure him that aren't creatures that don't die to end hostilities.
Yeah.
It's very important. And Soren's actually +1 is actually surprisingly relevant a lot of times, not because of the life gain, but just because you're dealing extra damage.
Yep.
And it can sometimes trigger Ferocious and things like that too.
Yeah.
Cutting Murder's cut because he doesn't have creatures for me to kill with it really. And then Siege Rhino is actually probably my worst creature in this matchup because the drain doesn't matter that much and it's very slow. Just die stalls, removal spells like everything else. And I would much rather be leaner to the ground, put some pressure on him, put an Ascendancy out there and try to kill him before he like stabilizes.
Yeah.
So
Cool. All right, so I'm on the play here with a fairly heavy on mana hand, but we do have a Scry, which is fine, and a life gain land. So I think I'm going to keep it and just try to dig into some card draw spells.
all right, well this hand is like the Cheerios of Magic hands. It's just very balanced. It's part of a balanced breakfast. So.
All right, we'll leave with Temple. Dissolve on top, I think. I mean, I don't know. I kind of want to just bottom it and try to hit Dig Through Times and Jace's Ingenuities and Divinations to keep my engine driving. So I think I'll get rid of it. Could be a mistake, though.
All right, here I'm going to go ahead and lead things off with the Scry. Even though we have lands, I think I want to keep this so that I can curve out this into this. As awkward as that might be. So yeah, I'll keep it.
All right, draw.
That might end up being a mistake. But.
I will play Flesh and say go.
All right. So now I have to decide how I'm casting this creature. I can either fetch or use caves. And I think I'm going to want a Plains anyway, so I'm going to save myself some damage in the long run by fetching a Plains and casting a Fleeceman Lion.
Okay.
So I'm at 19, you're up.
That was a reasonable draw. I kind of want to just hold up Dissolve this turn instead of killing his Fleeceman Lion. We have like a turn or two before it can get, or we have like 2 or 3 turns before it gets monstrous. So we're just going to get into off the fountain up to 22 and say go. It's funny how Radiant Fountain kind of negates one whole attack step.
Yeah, it
from
does.
these aggro decks. It's pretty sweet.
All right, I'll attack for 3.
Yeah, 19 to 19.
I'm going to cast Air of the Wilds
Sure.
and Scry.
Yep.
And I'm going to bottom that because we definitely don't need that. So.
All right, draw. That might change how we do things. Yeah, gotta get a little aggressive here. We're gonna just Banishing Light this guy and say go.
Okay.
Probably gonna get hammered by a Sorin or something.
All right, so him playing a Banishing Light there makes me believe that he doesn't have an end hostilities, or he probably would have just waited a turn. Although that is risky against like a Ascendancy or something, but still it feels that way to me. So I'm going to pre-combat play Anafenza,
Yep.
then attack for 3
Oh, sure, yeah.
because of
Yeah,
Ferocious.
not from the, yeah.
Yep, your turn.
All right, draw. Go.
All right.
Gonna get smashed for 8. Is
Windswept Heath. Alright, I'm gonna fetch.
Okay, you go to 18.
Yep. Just peeking out from the top. Happy I don't have to draw that. Yeah, I'm not sure that this is the right play, but I'm going to go for it, as they say in the business. I'm going to attempt to bestow Herald of Torment on... So now Now this is the question: is what I'm targeting, because if I put it on this, he can Elspeth minus and kill both my guys. But if I put it on this and he devouring lights this, then I guess in that case I would have 2 3-power guys. So that's probably okay, but I still think I'd rather do this just to play around devouring light better. So I'm gonna attempt to bestow Herald on air.
Yeah, results. I'm basically dead if I don't hit an in hostilities anyway.
All right, so go to attacks and trigger both abilities. Put a counter on it and ferocious. So
4, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm at 5.
So yep, and I'm done.
All right, I'll go to 4 on cast Jason Ingenuity.
Okay.
This is bad. I think we'll just get an island since we already have a couple of white sources. Yep.
All right, I need him to not have a end hostilities in his top 4 cards.
Hope I do.
Because if he does, I'm probably dead.
Draw 3. Tap. Draw 4. God.
Feel like it's like not end hostilities, but not dead either. I don't know.
I think I am just dead.
Okay.
Fetch 5. Oh yeah, I'm just dead. Yep. I have a bunch of draw spells and a Fate of Retribution. So, yep.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm going to play here for game 4, and my hand is a little weird, but I think I'm going to keep it. We have all our colors and some stuff to do, so that's nice.
Okay, this hand is very interesting, and it's very close because I'm not sure whether or not I'm supposed to keep this or mulligan this. So, we don't have a green source, but we have a piece of hand disruption and two creatures that we can cast, assuming we draw any land. The downside is that we're going to be dealing like 3 damage for the Thoughtseize, potentially 2 damage to cast each of these, and 1 damage each upkeep that they're in play.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to deal so much damage to ourselves, but it's actually not that bad of a hand outside of that. So I think it's actually very close, and I'm not sure.
If you ever draw a Sorin, you're just going to gain like 40 life.
Do you think, would you keep or mulligan this on the draw?
On the draw? Ooh. I would probably mulligan, but it's not that bad. I can see where it's where you're coming from, but like your deck has so many green cards in it that like drawing a green card every turn for the whole game and not being able to cast a spell would be really, really gross. And you would just give me like infinite time to find dig spells and things like that. Yeah, I don't know. I think I would probably mulligan.
Yeah, like I was leaning towards mulligan, but I think it's like very close, and I could see keeping it too.
Yeah.
But mana compliments.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I am back on 6, and this 6 looks a little bit better. Definitely doesn't have as many threats as that hand did, but we can cast our spells without killing ourselves.
All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and crack this wild save time. Let's go.
Okay. I am going to play a Sandstep Citadel and pass it back.
All right. Draw. Oh, let's start gaining some life, boys.
Is it time to get rambunctious?
Yeah, here we go.
Boom. All right. Well, that's not a terrible card. However, hopefully we draw lands at some points. I will Thoughtseize you.
Put you down 18.
All right. So he has 2 hostilities. So we're definitely not going to take in hostilities. So it's either Banishing Light or Devouring Light.
Man, I hope there's divination on top so bad.
I think it's actually close between those 2 cards.
Yeah, I mean, it obviously depends on if you have like a planeswalker or a just like a good creature or whatever. But
I'm going to take your, I guess, Banishing Light, even though Devouring Light can be cheaper for him, so that might not be the best, but...
Okay.
Put
you to 18?
Yep, and you go to 21?
Yeah, I go to 21. Divination! Close. Go.
That was not fantastic. I'm going to fetch for a, I guess, Plains at this point. Yeah, I'll get a Plains and then take a point and cast Herald, so I'll be at 16. Yep.
Okay, I go to 22. Draw. It's a good start, and that's a great finish. Here we go.
Boo. I go to 15 in my upkeep.
Yep. 15 to 22.
All right, deck. It's not it. Wow. Okay. I'll attack.
Yeah, I can't block it, and Neek's Fleece Ram blocks most other things, so I'm just gonna exile it. Even though I don't really want to cast End Hostilities next turn, so.
Ugh.
Yeah, you take another 1 down to 14.
Yep, you're up.
Alright, I'll go to 23. Draw. Go.
You have three cards. So I know some number of those. Yeah.
You're at 13
13,
now?
yeah.
Oh, sorry. 13, 23.
Yep, attack.
20.
Clear.
Sure.
Go.
19. I'll stay at 20 because I'm going to gain 1 next turn. I'm going to fetch Jason Ingenuity. One, 2, 3. Untap. Gain a life. Draw for turn.
Yep.
That was really weird. Could just end hostilities here. I don't mind that. I assume he's just going to follow up. If he draws a land, he's just 100% has Sorin. Yeah, I'm just going to blow it up. Here we go.
Come on, deck. Go.
Draw. Alright, we're gonna dig through time. Moving 6.
Go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. Guess we'll take another dig and a land. Just put some counterspells on the bottom since we are just going to be tapping out the next few turns. I'll play a Ram and a Tranquil Cove and gain 1 up to 21, and sure go.
Come on, deck. It's not it. Attack.
I'll block.
Sure. Thoughtsies.
2 digs, Elspeth, 2 end hostilities.
Jeez.
Yep.
All right.
Take 2 down to 11.
Yeah, I'll take Elspeth.
Yep.
And you're up.
All right. Gain 1 up to 22. Draw. Right, we're going to play our lands. Trigger on, I'm going to cast Dig Through Time.
Sure.
Let's just spend the full 6. So trigger Temple in the stack.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, this is kind of tough. So our hand is just a bunch of removal and another Dig Through Time. I am going to take 2 things, put these on bottom. Resolve trigger, put a land on bottom, and sure go. Brian's all sad because he can't draw a land.
I am sad. I did draw a land this turn, but it comes in play tapped.
tapped. Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
So you have a dig and 2 hostilities and 2 unknowns. Just trying to think what the right play is here. We're gonna start by attacking.
I'll block.
Yeah.
Max prevent, baby. We'll give you a few yards.
All right. I'm going to then Abzan Charm.
Are you putting
Taking
2
a pin.
counters?
No. I'm gonna draw 2.
Okay, so you're gonna go to 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm going to scry after that.
Sure.
And I think I want to bottom this. I don't think that really does that much right now.
All right, go to 23.
Yep.
Draw. And don't actually mind if his Fleece Mane is monstrous. I don't think. Yeah, it could matter in a few turns, but I don't really want to tap out here and leave myself vulnerable. So I guess I'll just give him one turn with it and say go. If he wants to spend a whole turn doing that, I'm okay with that. So.
I'm not sure that making a line monstrous is really good if he doesn't find an Elspeth, but if he does, it's really bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that I should just cast. I'll just cast a Sorin here.
Okay, I will dissolve.
Okay.
Trigger, scry, bottom.
Pass.
Gain 1 up to 24.
Yep.
Alright, I'll go ahead and just cast in hostilities to make sure I don't lose that guy in a few turns and say go. Yep.
I will make a Tom Ross.
Yep.
And play Windswept Teeth. You're up.
Dig for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The real question is, so I can take Elspeth here, but I'm not at a point where I want to cast it. And I don't want to get Thoughtseize because I already have one Elspeth down, and that's my only ways to win the game, really. So I think I just want to try to take complete control of the game. So we are just going to put Elspeth on the bottom for now. That could be incorrect, but... Alright, untap. Draw. I will say go.
Alright, I'm gonna fetch.
Alright, so you go 7.
Yep. Just keep myself from drawing that forest.
We're at a lot of life, so we can afford to take a few hits from things like vampires and whatnot, so I'm not in any rush really to try to win the game, which may sound a little weird since he is at 7, but I think the way that I would lose this game is to run out of actual ways to kill him.
Plus
Yep.
attack.
21 attack.
Go ahead.
3 cards?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Just dig again, I guess, for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Guess we just want to keep the juices flowing. So I'll keep the 2 draw spells. Alright, untap. Draw. Alright, so I will play Flow Strand and pass.
Okay. Draw. I'm gonna cast Air of the Wilds.
Sure.
Make a vampire.
Okay.
Cast Ascendancy.
Give me 1 second. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Oh wait, No, sorry. This is on the stack. Still. I'm gonna cast Fatal Retribution. Sorry. If I could just do that and you wouldn't get the token. So pay 7 for that and kill those. And
That's pretty good.
Yeah. And this resolves.
Okay. Go ahead.
Alright. Untap. Draw. I will cast Divination. Draw 2. Okay, I will gain a life up to 22. And sure go. Yeah, that results.
Alright, vampire.
Yep.
You're up.
I will Jason Ingenuity.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Untap. Draw. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 1 card.
Yep.
Alright, I'll gain a life, or gain 2. 24. Elspeth, tick up, and pass.
I don't think that I can possibly win, but I'll plus and attack Elspeth.
I'll devour it.
Alright. Go.
Draw. Attack Soren. Tick up. Make 3 guys. Try to make this quick. Play this scry. I have 2 counterspells, so.
I have 2 lands.
Okay.
Alright, this hand is pretty good. I should be able to curve out pretty well with this hand, so.
Yeah, my hand's fine. Just basically want to draw a card, draw spells, and we'll be okay.
Alright, I'm going to lead with this instead of this.
Okay.
Because we don't know exactly what we're looking for yet.
21, and sure go.
Okay. Alright, since we drew this, that actually makes leading with the Sandstep Citadel better because now we drew a land, so now with the Scry we don't need to take a land. And I'm going to play Fleeceman Lion.
Okay. And I will play a Ram and sure go. Gain. Yeah.
Ram is going to be annoying. Draw. That was a good draw. Crash. Sure. I'll play a line and scry. And now I just want to hit lands, so keep that on top. You're up.
Gain 1 of 22. I will gain 2 up to 24 and sure go. Rats! Maybe I should counter this. I'm gonna get destroyed. I think I just have to counter it, actually. That's super gross. Maybe not. Counter it. Bottom, go. Or bottom, continue.
Okay. Let's go ahead and attack.
Yeah, 21.
Yep. So now I can either play this, but that if I play this and the top card of my deck's not a land, I'm in trouble. So I think I'm just gonna stay go. Just rest on the laurels of my 2 Fleeceman Lions.
Alright, we'll scry and probably gonna get hammered. Wow, this is a pretty good card, but probably not for this very specific situation. If we had it in our hand, that'd be great, so we don't get hit with a stupid Herald of Torment next turn. But I'm just gonna go ahead and Banishing Light one of your guys.
Okay.
Sure go.
Alright. Go.
Gain 1 of 23.
I have you at 22. Did I miss one?
I think you missed the last game from last turn.
Oh, yeah.
I notched it, but you didn't say it.
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah. Blow them all up.
Okay.
Go.
Come on, land. One-time land. Touch.
No! Is it Nisa?
Yep. It is Nissa.
Alright, well, Fortunately for me, I bottomed. I did Banishing Light, so that's great.
And I gotta decide what I'm gonna turn into.
Sure.
I think just that forest, actually.
Okay. Draw.
Go ahead.
Well, we did put a Banishing Light on bottom, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and fetch for this Flooded Strand to hopefully put it back into the mix. And, sure go.
Alright, oh, plus Nissa.
Okay.
Urborg.
We're going to run Brown out of lands.
It's probably gonna happen,
I'm
yeah.
going to exile the Urborg.
Sure.
I think. Okay. Take 4 down to 18.
And I'm just gonna say go.
Draw. Go.
And a turn, draw 2.
And dissolve it just so he maybe misses lands. And I just desperately need to scry. That's a good one. Here we go.
You have 1 card?
I have 1.
Okay. Draw.
Well, it's a fine one. It's actually not that good. Still in a lot of trouble. I'm at 10.
Alright. Go.
Alright, blow them up. Unfortunately, they have trample, so I can't just make guys and block forever, so. But fortunately, Brian only has 1 basic left in his deck, so the ultimate doesn't actually matter too much.
Yeah. I actually have 0 basics in my deck.
Oh, you only have 3? I thought you had 4. I'm sorry.
Alright, I actually have to make a decision here. I think that I'm going to end of turn downfall the Elspeth, just so that I can start attacking him.
I think that's reasonable.
That was actually a good draw.
Yeah.
It was a land.
I'm at 6.
Alright. Go.
Alright.
So now he's just dead on board unless he has an answer.
Kill your land. Here go. Ugh.
Draw. Alright. Make.
Oh god, I think my only out's Faded Retribution.
Temple of Melody thing.
Yep, I'm at 2.
And go. I don't think I want to play this in case he does draw like Faded Retribution. Scry? Okay. You should fetch with the Scry trigger on the stack.
Yeah. Oh, Boron Blue-White Control.
Yep.
That was.
It's back. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That's just.
I don't want to do that anymore.
I don't mind playing against blue-white control, but I hate playing with the deck.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat. Like, I think from the usually like the mid-range or the aggressive player's point of view, you have like a lot more decisions than I do actually. Like my decisions are like, do I counter this, kill that, or draw cards?
Yeah.
And yours are like, well, how do I sequence? Like, do I use this Abzan Charm to kill his Nyx Fleece Ram, you know, with the +2 counters on my guy, or do I sandbag this Fleece mainline until I have 7 mana, blah, blah, blah. But the blue-white control deck is fine. I don't know, I felt like Last Breath was pretty bad in this matchup. It probably is okay in other matchups, but I hate that card.
Yeah.
I hate it so much.
I think that Nullify is pretty good right now.
Yeah.
I
100% agree.
Yeah, I felt like my deck played like reasonably well. It ran into the classic like 24 land issue where you get stuck because you're only playing 24, and then you also flood because you're playing 24 in a deck with a bunch of 2-drops. So that happened in a couple of games, but I think that's just the nature of the beast for this one.
Yeah, Abzan Charm looked pretty good, I think. The one turn where I had the Faded Retribution made it look a little embarrassing, but the other 2 times it was actually pretty sweet. It made it so that like I had no real outs.
Yes.
Which I thought was good. And I can only imagine that against like heavy spot removal decks, like you know, with downfalls and things like that, that it just gets better and better.
Yeah, I felt like the card performed pretty well. I'm definitely going to keep working on it. I never drew Seeker of the Way, so I don't know if that's very good. Air was okay.
Probably wouldn't have been great against me though.
Probably not.
But
Air
yeah.
was actually okay against you. Like it was sometimes just a bear, but sometimes it was more.
Yeah, I mean, when you had it going with Anafenza, that was pretty sweet. Yeah, I mean, the damage really adds up, and it does only cost 2 mana, right?
Yeah.
And I can definitely see it having merit in a lot of other matchups. Like, whenever I'm playing Abzan mid-range and my opponent plays Air of the Wilds, I don't really want to burn a hero's downfall on that guy, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes you just have to make sure that your siege rhinos can attack without trading with it, you know? And yeah, I mean, the death touch is incredibly relevant, and the fact that against other decks you're able to make him into a more like a pretty relevant threat for just 2 mana is pretty good.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, that's gonna be all for me and Brian this week. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.